right, 8 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. You know, if you go down to the big theme parks in Orlando, you will also notice that the big theme parks have made it a very fertile environment for small attractions, right?
Yeah.
How many small attractions do we have outside of the Disney area, outside of the Universal area, that look like castles, right?
Exactly.
And all they are is facades, right? You walk in there and you realize, oh, this used to be a convenience store, didn't it?
Yeah.
No, I'm teasing. No, they're pretty nice. But anyway, this next interview, you're going to wonder about some of those facades. Augustus Rose is a screenwriter, and he teaches fiction writing at the University of Chicago in Illinois. He's got a book, and it's a good one. It's called The Ready-Made Thief. It is a novel of suspense, and it is indeed. Good morning, Augustus. Thank you for being on the air with us today.
Good morning, Larry. It's great to be on with you. Great transition, by the way, about facades.
Oh, yeah. Well, where are you? Where are you calling from?
I am currently in Wayne, Pennsylvania, outside Philly. My first reading here is tonight. The book takes place in Philadelphia.
Oh, is that right? You're reading? You've got a live reading somewhere?
Tonight, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. What I would love to go to one of them. We should do that around here, Robin. Do we have anybody that does that here?
No, we don't, but we will start one then.
That's what they should do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Get people, you know what? Get people, I'm okay with Amazon, but, get them into the bookstore again and have, that would be awesome. Meet the readers. The writers, I mean. Meet the readers. And the readers, I guess. So tell me about the story. Tell me about the story in The Ready-Made Thief.
It's about a young woman. She finds herself alone and friendless on the streets of Philadelphia. She thinks she's invisible, not literally, but she's kind of, feels invisible like teenagers do.
Right.
And but she finds herself enmeshed in a mystery at the center of this group of men who have been tracking her, and she has to go underground and figure out who they are and what they want and why she's at the center of this.
And did the story come to you because of something that happened? How is it that the young man is writing about a young woman? Not that would be unusual, I guess. How did this happen? How did the story come?
I mean, the story started with the background of the book, which was all about all the kind of weird, fringy areas that I'm interested in, things like urban exploration and fringe science and cults and secret societies and alchemy and the artist Marcel Duchamp, who's at the center of this whole book. And, so I had sort of researched all of this stuff and formed a background for it, but the story itself came from this character, Lee, who just basically came to me as an image of a young woman sitting in an abandoned derelict aquarium looking into an old diorama and seeing a note that had been left there for her, impossibly. And then I just kind of got to know her and followed her, and the story came through her.
Wow. We've had some authors who've written true stories, at least they say they are, of people who find like a note that was left for them like 20 years ago, and there are interesting things that happen in reality, and it is kind of that fringe science thing that you have to wonder about. So I'm fascinated by all of that too. So this takes place in Chicago? Or in Philadelphia?
I live in Chicago, but this takes place in Philadelphia.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
By necessity, because Duchamp's works, his major works, are permanently housed at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. So the book had to take place in Philadelphia, which became the perfect city for this book.
And the basement of the museum seems like a good place. It seems like the basement of a museum would be the place for all kinds of things to perhaps enter your imagination.
Yeah, all kinds of weird, hidden, underground, subterranean things, yeah.
And you do have the different personalities of the different characters come through very well. I mean, Lee for the teenager, and then Rose for the older than her.
Yeah, Lee, I guess it came naturally writing a teenage character. I, for better or for worse, have a very direct line to my experiences of being a teenager and feeling invisible, but wanting to be seen, but also feeling safety in that invisibility, and that experience of my own just became her foundation. And then, she ended up having a lot more strength and a lot more internal resources than I ever did. And then, I surround her by characters who end up betraying her in different ways. And, a lot of the book is about trust and who she can trust and that.
And you do explore cults and subcultures, and those are fascinating in itself because of the variety of different people that inhabit them. Yeah,
I mean, I'm always fascinated. The thing that always fascinated me about cults or cult-like groups, a lot of them, they start off benign or with seemingly righteous intentions, and then there's a very charismatic person at the center, and usually through some combination of ego or envy or greed, they end up crossing a line into a very dark place.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Kind of group.
That's why we have to be careful that we don't, as people, support somebody who could be the next Hitler, or somebody who could be the next Charles Manson or anything like that. That's
exactly.
Well, charisma is a very dangerous thing. Yeah.
That's a great line. I have a copy of the book, The Ready-Made Thief. I'd like to give it away. Today's the release date. I just went to Amazon, and it's brand new. So call me if you want. Call me if you want the book that was sent to us. The rest of us have to go buy it. I did find it on Amazon, but if you're doing a reading at a bookstore, I would love for people to be doing this all over the place. Because is that where you're going to be, at a bookstore or a library?
I'll be at a bookstore, and it should be at, hopefully it's at most local bookstores. So if it's not there, ask for them to order it.
So what is
it should be out there.
What is the way to decide what part of the book that you read? Do you start from the beginning, or do you find a place? And because obviously you don't want the reader to have the story spoiled, or the listener rather.
Right. I try to keep it short. I wanted a nice, tight 15-minute section that is intense and makes a reader kind of just want more. And then the rest of the talk is just me answering questions and talking about the book and about the process of writing it, which is what I always enjoy at readings more.
Well, congratulations on this. This looks like a hit for you. Thank you for being on the air to share it with us.
Oh, thank you, guys. It's been a real pleasure talking to you.
All right. We will be right back. This is W.